you're among those who think that premium SUVs are only good for the tarmac and are basically more soft-roaders than off-roaders, think again. Over the next few minutes, we'll show you just how capable some premium SUVs are and just how much fun can be had on a day out in the wilderness. Not too long back, we were there in Sandakphu, which is very close to Darjeeling, celebrating 70 years of Land Rover with the Series 1. Now this car is very capable and is still doing duty in those areas. But today we're in Pune in Ambi Valley at a place called 19 Degrees North, which presents us with very difficult and challenging terrain, and to test out the Discovery and the Evoque from Range Rover. Land Rovers world over are renowned for their off-road capabilities. The Series 1 was a prime example of that, but over the years, electronics have taken over for good. With SUVs like the Discovery Sport and the Range Rover Evoque in their portfolio, Land Rover has come a long way from its humble beginnings to offer off-road capabilities in a range of SUVs that can appeal to a wider audience. The Discovery and the Evoque brands have been around for some time, while today we get to drive them in their latest iterations. The Above and Beyond Tour is a nationwide program for current and prospective customers to experience the capabilities of their SUVs in a controlled environment. Not just that, Land Rover has a team of top-notch instructors who will help the drivers negotiate a natural setting that includes steep, slippery, and water-filled gradients. Our course for the day takes us to 19 Degrees North, located in the lush green hills of Lonavla, and explores an expansive forest through natural trails. We got our hands on the Land Rover Discovery Sport, and with instructions from the coach, we set off to encounter the obstacles. The Discovery Sport makes use of a 2-litre TD4 diesel engine which produces 147 bhp and 382 Nm of torque. More importantly, the SUV is equipped with Land Rover's terrain response system. This sophisticated suite of electronic systems utilizes the vehicle's engine, transmission and differentials to optimize traction to the wheels and control the torque required by them for a given surface. Straight off, we were greeted with slush and slippery surfaces that at first don't seem like the ideal conditions for the stock tires to handle. But you can select the grass, gravel and snow mode under terrain response system, and throttle input is eased, which means that the tires are given just enough power to find traction while keeping a steady speed to maintain momentum. Best yet is Land Rover's all-terrain progress control or ATPC system, which simply takes over accelerating duties from the driver, leaving them to concentrate on steering alone. The ATPC system works under 30 km per hour and comes as a boon if you find yourself stuck in a tricky and slippery condition. The trail led us to a water crossing, and that's where we could test the Discovery Sport's 600 mm of water wading clearance. Needless to say that the Discovery Sport performed flawlessly while even keeping optimum traction over slippery rocks. Moreover, the 25 degrees of approach angle and 31 degrees of departure angles meant that negotiating the rocky terrain would not cause any damage to the bodywork. The track turned narrower and full of mud and rocks, and there came a time when the Discovery Sport needed a bit of human assistance. With the stock tires unable to disperse mud effectively and the tires losing traction, it was time for a true test of the SUV's capability. Momentum is key when negotiating off-road terrain. Thus, with a little momentum and slotting the terrain response system to mud and ruts, the Discovery Sport made its way up by carefully balancing power and traction while negotiating an uphill gradient. The experience was short-lived, but ample enough to have given us a glimpse of just how capable these SUVs are, and by the end of the drive had also showcased the ease and ability of taking these SUVs off the beaten path.